this is a very sensitive topic, right? Not everybody is comfortable talking about it, but I know so many people who are going through rough patches, either breakups or a rough marriage, or they don't know what to do about it. They feel helpless and lost. If they are able to listen to this from the comfort of their own homes, and if they are able to bring about that mindset shift, obviously a little bit of help is required. I'm sure we will have a much more harmonious society wherein we won't be resorting to blame games and petty, issues, wherein we can step out of things which are not meant for us and create the reality that we really deserve. Remember, men, women, everybody who's listening, just because you're not compatible with someone else does not mean that you're not compatible with others. It's how you feel and how you look at it. So the flawed association you have with breakup and divorce, it's high time that we change that, right? मैंने तो हमेशा बोला है कि आई एम गोइंग थ्रू अ सेपरेशन और आई एम डिवोर्स्ड एंड आई एम अ सिंगल मम, तो मुझे लगा है कि आई हैव गॉटन मोर रिस्पेक्ट फ्रॉम द सोसाइटी. तो पहले तो हमको सेल्फ पिटी से बाहर आना है.
Yes.
We should stop asking why me. Second thing is, when we do these subconscious mind reprogramming techniques, like I told you about Ho'oponopono, which is about forgiveness at a soul level, at an energetic level. Right. Secondly is your EFT. Whenever you are, going through cravings or, panic attacks, or, you're in an emotional mess, tapping, it's like a cognitive behavior practice. Immediately that centers you, brings you back into your body. And third is when you use soul's love and awaken and synchronize these statements, it actually puts you in the right path. So it's a combination of these three techniques, plus your own self-care routine of yoga, meditation, eating right, working out, hanging around with the right people who are able to support you on this journey. So it's a culmination of all these various things that is going to keep you on track and bring about the mindset shift.
नमस्कार, स्वागत है आपका आज के एपिसोड में. मैं हूं आपकी होस्ट डॉक्टर मीनू सिंह. आज हमारे पास एक स्पेशल गेस्ट है जिनका नाम है उर्मी दास गुप्ता. और अगर आप अपने लाइफ में अभी सेपरेशन से डील कर रहे हैं, आप ये जानना चाहते हैं कि उससे कैसे बाहर आया जाए, अगर आपके पास्ट थॉट्स आपको हॉन्ट करते हैं तो आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा है कि अपनी लाइफ में अभी क्या करना चाहिए, अगर आसपास के लोग आपको ताना देते हैं या आपसे बहुत सारी चीजें डिस्कस करते हैं और ये कहते हैं कि यू गो बैक टू योर प्रीवियस लाइफ या पैचअप कर लो, और आपको लग रहा है कि नहीं ये बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट कॉन्वर्सेशन होगी अगर मैं अपने पार्टनर से बात करूं या ऐसा कुछ भी, तो आपको आज का एपिसोड जरूर सुनना चाहिए. क्योंकि हमारे गेस्ट ने ये सब चीजों को फेस किया है और बहुत सक्सेसफुली उन सब से बाहर आए हैं. वो बैंगलोर में रहती हैं, उनका एक बेटा है, उनके पास एक पेट है, अपनी मदर के साथ रहती है. शी ओन 2 हाउसेस, शी हैज अ वेरी सक्सेसफुल करियर. और उन्होंने प्रैक्टिकल टिप्स शेयर किए हैं कि उन्होंने अपने लाइफ में अपने सेपरेशन होने के बाद कैसे अपने आप को उससे उबारा और क्या प्रैक्टिकल चीजें करी जिससे कि आज वो एक सक्सेसफुल लाइफ लीड कर रही है. तो अगर आप जानना चाहते हैं कि ये सब उन्होंने कैसे किया, तो स्टे ट्यून्ड एंड कीप वाचिंग. Hello, Urmi. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I'm doing great, Meenu. How are you?
I am very well. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I must congratulate you on your new house. It looks very
Thank you
pretty,
so
and
much.
I can see the background. It's stunning.
Thank you. And like I was telling you before this call, this is the first video call that I'm doing with you in my new house. So this is like an inauguration for me. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm equally excited to be here.
Great, great. So Urmi, I know today we are going to embark on a journey of your personal growth, and I understand it is very personal to you. And I must acknowledge and appreciate your willingness to come forward and share your journey with our audience so that they can get inspired and live the life of their dream, or whatever they want to achieve. Generally, we do it in Hindi, but I know with you it's a bit difficult in Hindi. So let's try to do a mix of Hindi and English, if that is okay with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. मैं कोशिश करूंगी कि जितना हो सके मैं हिंदी में बोलूं, पर जहाँ पे मैं फ्लो में होंगी तो आई माइट स्विच टू इंग्लिश, सो प्लीज बेयर विद मी फॉर दैट।
सर्टेनली सर्टेनली। मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा आपने हिंदी में शुरू किया। तो पहली चीज जो मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूंगी, व्हाई डोंट यू इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ टू द ऑडियंस?
Sure. So, hello everyone. I'm Urmi Das Gupta. I originally hail from Calcutta. पर 20 साल हो गए मैं बैंगलोर में शिफ्ट हुई हूँ। मैं यहाँ यहीं पे रहती हूँ। मेरी मम्मी मेरे बेटे के साथ और मेरा मेरा एक पेट हस्की है, उनके साथ मैं रहती हूँ। बाय प्रोफेशन में मैनेजमेंट कंसल्टेंट हूँ। मैं एक लर्निंग प्रोडक्ट कंपनी में काम करती हूँ एंड आई हैव ओवरऑल 19 years of experience. एंड तो ये मेरा प्राइमरी प्रोफेशन है, बट अदर देन दैट ओवर द पास्ट डेकेड्स और सो लाइक 12 years हो गए कि मैंने स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी पे एम्बार्क किया है। तो आई स्टार्टेड आउट एक्सप्लोरिंग वेरियस एरियाज ऑफ स्पिरिचुअलिटी टू गेट टू नो माई सेल्फ बेटर। तो मैंने ब्रह्म कुमारी से स्टार्ट किया था आज से 12 साल पहले। देन आई डिड 2 levels ऑफ रेकी। मैंने हिप्नोथेरेपी का भी कोर्स किया है। उसके बाद आई गॉट इनटू द पावर ऑफ सबकॉन्शियस माइंड रीप्रोग्रामिंग। तो उसी वो ही फील्ड में मैंने स्पेशलाइज किया है। सो आई हैव डन ऑल लेवल्स, ऑल 6 levels ऑफ सबकॉन्शियस माइंड रीप्रोग्रामिंग। मैंने एनिमल कम्युनिकेशन, टैरो, ग्राफोथेरेपी सब कुछ सीखा है। तो ओवर एंड अबव माय रेगुलर जॉब मैं लोगों के साथ जितना हो सके मेरा नॉलेज शेयर करती हूँ और मेरे क्लाइंट्स को हेल्प करती हूँ ये वेरियस हीलिंग मोडालिटीज के थ्रू। So that's what I do. And yeah, I am a single mom living in Bangalore with my family, and I'm very grateful for what life has offered me. And today I'm here with you to share whatever little wisdom I can with you so that you can also help use that to transform your life for the better.
This is commendable, Urmi. Whatever you have shared and achieved, it is very hard for anybody to do it, especially in Bangalore. I know Bangalore, my cost of living is like off the roof, and still you manage to do so many things along with your regular job. It definitely takes a lot, and you do it so effortlessly. So I would want to request you to share your personal experience. मुझे आपकी personal side भी थोड़ी पता है, तो why don't you share your personal experience of going through the separation, and afterwards how did you reclaim your life? I mean, you do so many things with such an ease.
एग्जैक्टली, आई थिंक शुरुआत वहीं से हुई थी जब आई वाज गोइंग थ्रू अ रॉकी मैरिज। तभी से मेरा स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी स्टार्ट हुआ, क्योंकि जब मेरे रिलेशनशिप में अपहीवल्स आने लगे तब मुझे लगा कि इट्स टाइम टू लुक इनवर्ड। आई शुड लुक इनसाइड एंड सी व्हाट इज इट दैट आई कैन डू डिफरेंटली टू मेक द सिचुएशन बेटर सो दैट I can reclaim power over my own life, right? That is very important because most of the time हम जब heat of the moment में होते हैं, हम संतुलन खो बैठते हैं and we give our power away. We give the power to the other person to say or do things which we might repent later, right? तो वही मेरी spiritual journey की शुरुआत थी. So once I started involving myself in various areas of spirituality, I actually was able to shift from, reacting to responding, right? That is the first thing. So, मेरा सबसे फेवरेट कोट है कि पीपल एंड सिचुएशंस आर पावरलेस विदाउट योर रिएक्शन। अगर आपको कोई कुछ बोलता है जो आपको अच्छा नहीं लगता, what do? Most of the time you retaliate, right? But if you're able to not let that affect you personally, if you're able to not let that trigger you, but you are able to respond in a situation where you're not giving the power to the other person to belittle you, but you're able to set your boundaries firmly and say what you want to say in a very firm and assertive manner without disrespecting the other individual, तो वो बात आगे ही नहीं बढ़ती, right? You can agree to disagree, but respectfully. So मैंने ये spiritual practices के through I was able to look inside and then started implementing those in my regular life, in my day-to-day life, right? And I also wanted to fill the void of self-pity, of pain, of grief that I was going through at that point in time. So instead of, holding on to those negative feelings, I thought, why not channelize them in more productive ways? So not only did I explore spirituality, मैं अपने career पे ध्यान दिया. I focused on raising my child and I also focused on self self love and self care, whether it's my health or mental health or physical health or emotional health. I was very, very particular of taking care of those things, because unless and until I'm able to take care of myself, I can't take care of my family, and my family is priority for me. So those are the things, a few of the things that really work for me, Meena.
Mm-hmm. So you said so many things. I want to pick up the self-care part. What role does
Yes.
self-care play in the process of healing and moving on, especially after a separation?
Absolutely. So self care is the starting point, right? Most of the time क्या होता है कि ब्रेकअप के बाद, सेपरेशन के बाद, डिवोर्स के बाद, वी आर इन अ स्टेट ऑफ डेविस्टेशन. फर्स्ट
Mm.
ऑफ ऑल तो हम एक्सेप्ट ही नहीं कर पाते कि ये हुआ है. तो हम सोचते हैं कि why me, and we are wallowing in that grief, in that pain, and we resort to blame games, etc. तो तब अगर हमें लगे कि सिचुएशन ऐसा है कि we need to focus inward, we need to focus on the brilliance of that situation, कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ, और what can I do to make things better, right? So self care starts with self forgiveness.
Mm.
वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो पहले अपने आप को forgive करो, because you operated from a level of consciousness that you were at the time when the experience was happening, and you also attracted a similar experience, because like attracts like, your
Mm.
vibrations will attract a similar experience. So if you're able to change that vibration, if you're able to raise that vibration through various meditative or yogic practices or self care or self healing, then automatically you will start to attract better in your life. And self care has various aspects. It is physical self care, when you take care of your physical health through exercise, through nutrition, through what you're feeding your mind and body. Emotional health care, wherein wherever you're going through a tough emotional situation, either you meditate, or you talk to people who can understand you, who do not judge you, or you seek professional help from a therapist or somebody who can give you alternative healing practices. And mental health, very important to probably pick up a new skill or a new hobby, so that you can channel all of those negative emotions and no longer wallow in self pity. So I did all of that, right? I started looking after my physical health. I was in a mess, right, when I went through the breakup, but I focused on myself. I started exercising regularly. I took care of my food. I was meditating regularly and subconscious mind reprogramming. I looked inward. I broke through all the loops and repeating patterns. I reprogrammed my subconscious. I used to meditate regularly before bedtime. And I also, focused on certain skills. For example, I like singing, right? So whenever I felt like it, I started humming in the shower, or I used to meet friends and we used to jam together. Whenever I felt like it, I used to paint, or I used to write. I would express my emotions positively and try to see what is the lesson that I'm getting out of it, and how can I help people through that experience. And being a single mom, I had to be a role model for my child, right? He
Mm.
couldn't see me crumbling. He had to see me strong, so that he could imbibe strong values for me. So spending time with him, spending time with kids, playing brain games, or games that are like fun ways, watching some books, watching some movies or reading books together. So all of these things really helped me to get my life back on track. So for self-care, for me, is physical, emotional, and mental. And throughout this journey, it's very important to be surrounded by supportive friends and family. Not always family supportive, but seek out help, seek out similar groups, people who are going through a similar situation, so that you can be in a non-judgmental, pleasant, positive environment.
Great. And with many people, it happens that when they are trying to do that, their emotional challenges keeps coming back. I mean, uh, in one moment they are fine and they try to exercise, and in the middle of it, you would feel like, okay, why did this happen to me? What's wrong with me? Or why me? As you said, right? There are various things. So, what are those common challenges which an individual face, and how can they navigate back to reclaiming their life? I mean, how can they stay in present?
ये तो बहुत ही कॉमन है, और आपने जो बताया है ये सबसे बड़ी मुश्किल होती है, राइट? जब हम एक सेल्फ केयर पे पाथ पे होते हैं, सेल्फ मोटिवेशन इज नॉट वेरी इजी टू कीप अप. सम डेज यू आर गंग हो एंड यू गो टू द जिम एंड यू टेक अ शावर एंड यू टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ, यू लुक गुड. द नेक्स्ट डे यू मीट फ्रेंड्स. द थर्ड डे यू माइट बी सो डिप्रेस कि आपको बेड से ही उठना नहीं हो रहा है. राइट, ऐसा भी होता है, ये नेचुरल है, इट्स लाइक अ साइकिल ऑफ इमोशंस। तो जब ऐसा होता है, तब you can definitely do a few things. For me, what worked is, one thing is music. The moment you feel sad, play music that makes you happy. That's like an instant mood lifter. Second thing is, when you're feeling sad, try eating something which gives you comfort. Okay. I would not say binge eat, be very careful, but you know, if you're craving for that piece of cake or that piece of ice cream or something, you know, like your favorite food, like a khao sui or घर का गरम गरम दाल चावल, जो भी हो, वो कंफर्ट के लिए वो एक्सपीरियंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो फिजिकली आपको आपके बॉडी को वो चाहिए होता है, right? Third thing is, when you feel like crying or when you're really holding, you know, fighting tough emotions, let it go. That catharsis is very very important. तो अगर आपको गाना लगा के रोना है तो आप रो, okay? After a point, when it is out of your system, you will feel stabilized, you will come back to homeostasis, right? And then from there, positive self-talk is very important. You should tell yourself you're doing great. Accept the grief, accept the pain, feel it and let it go. Okay, it is a process, it is a journey, but you will have to accept yourself and tell yourself you've come so far. If you've gone through this, then you can move mountains, you can conquer anything that comes your path in your path. And because you're strong enough, you have been able to deal with it. You have been given a situation wherein you can navigate through it. Not everybody needs to go through it. You are strong. So give yourself credit for it. Pat yourself on the back, even if nobody is doing it. Journal your thoughts. So journal your thoughts when you're feeling sad, journal your thoughts when you're feeling happy. And on sad days, read those happy memories, right? And recreate loving bonds with your family. So I have a pet too. So that really help me as well. So cuddling your pet or your children or, you know, people that you're close to, your friends, talk to them. So these are things that all of us can do. But over and above that, I was very, very particular about my healing, right? So subconscious mind reprogramming, saying statements, tapping, which is EFT, that's really, really helped me. Doing meditation before I go to bed. And in the evenings, after a tough day at work, I would hit the gym and I would dance, or I would like lift weights, or I would like, you know, let all those negative toxins come out of my body. And I would feel so great and so energized. And then I would come home and have a good, satisfying meal, listen to music, meditate, and go to bed. So very simple practices, but discipline and consistency is the key. If you do it one day and you know, stop it after 1 week, it's not going to be something that's going to be easy for you to sustain. So build that practice. वो आदत बनानी पड़ेगी आपको. और अगर आप अपना ख्याल नहीं रखोगे तो कौन रखेगा? At that moment, आपको, you have to look at yourself as your own child. अब अपने बच्चे को कैसे ट्रीट करोगे? तब आप ही बच्चे बन जाते हो. So treat yourself the way you would treat your child, and then it would be a lot easier for you. It's not going to be a cakewalk, but with regular, consistent practice and motivation, it's going to be easy for you. And listen to podcasts, speak to people who are going through a similar experience, and you're going to be great. You'll do absolutely fine.
Great. But by listening to you, I feel like that if anybody is going through this process, and as you said, consistency is very, very important. Whatever you are doing, just try to do it as long as it takes for you to feel that, okay, this is the new reality and this is what I have to live
Yes.
with. And then start thinking of, identifying yourself once again, finding your self-worth once again, and then, take the journey forward.
Recreate a new reality. Create the
Exactly.
reality you want to envision in your life. So live
Right.
from that vibration and you will automatically manifest that. I really like what you said. Recreate the new reality in whatever way possible.
Great, great. I have observed that whenever you try to recreate a new reality, there are people around you who are watching you and they have their own opinion, right? So let's say
Yes.
somebody is in their zone, they're trying to find the path toward their spiritual journey, they're trying to meditate, they're trying to go to gym and whatever they can to be in this new moment. And then there are other people surrounding you come to you, and then they start saying things whatever they have to say, maybe to mend the relationship or go back or whatever. So
Hmm.
I would like to know what was your journey like in setting boundaries with your ex, or how did you deal with it?
ग्रेट क्वेश्चन मीनू। आई थिंक सभी के दिलो दिमाग में ये क्वेश्चन छाया रहता है कि जब मैं सेल्फ हीलिंग एंड सेल्फ केयर पे फोकस कर रही हूँ तो कोई नेगेटिव इन्फ्लुएंस अगर मेरे पास से आता है उसको कैसे डील करना है।
जी।
नॉट ओनली योर एक्स, आई वुड से मेनी अ टाइम्स आवर फैमिली मेंबर्स आर आल्सो नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड आवर जर्नी। तो फिर वो लोग ऐसा कुछ बोल देते हैं तो जो आपको ट्रिगर करता है, और यू फील सैड और यू फील वेरी बैड अबाउट इट। बट मुझे सिर्फ एक ही चीज कहनी है कि हम लोग को सभी को ये मुहावरा मालूम होगा, राइट? बी स्ट्रोंगर देन योर एक्सक्यूजेस। सो इफ यू आर स्ट्रॉन्ग इनफ, एनवायरमेंट कुछ भी बोले, आपको अपने गोल पे डटे रहना है। So you will have to take a 1 month goal, a 3 month goal, a 6 month goal, and you will have to work towards it. And जब ये influences आते हैं, right, it is very very important to set boundaries. तो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स रिलेशनशिप्स खराब क्यों होते हैं? क्योंकि हम बाउंड्रीज ठीक से नहीं सेट करते। हम कम्युनिकेट करके बोलते नहीं है कि दिस इज एक्सेप्टेबल इन अ रिलेशनशिप एंड दिस इज नॉट। एंड व्हेन somebody is crossing a boundary, we don't tell them that you cross the boundary. We let it go because for the sake of a relationship we want to make it work. But in order for a healthy relationship to grow and thrive, setting boundaries is very important. So it is important to set boundaries with your family members if you're living with family, and definitely with your ex. So you can set a time period कि अगर कुछ important matters पे बात करना है तभी बात करें, otherwise don't communicate, because if you get down to blaming each other and stuff like that, it's very important to cut off connection. It might be 3 months, it might be 6 months, till you're absolutely ready and you know that you will not get triggered by something that he or she says. So that giving yourself and that other person that space to let that pain, grief, and that heat cooling off that heat is very important. Also family members के साथ आपको बोलना है कि ये मेरा टाइम है। अगर मैं सुबह एक्सरसाइज कर रही हूँ या योगा कर रही हूँ, ये 45 minutes to 1 hour in the morning, for example 7 to 8 or 8 to 9, whatever is your time, just tell your family not to disturb you. So either you move out of the house, or if you're doing it within the house, create your own safe space and do it. Similarly, before bedtime, right? You can say that if you're going to bed at 11, say that from 10 to 11, I mean, finish whatever duties that you have to do with your family. 10 to 11 is your sacred time. Whether you do your meditation or whether you do your self healing, whatever it is. So, setting boundaries is very, very important. Secondly, जब नेगेटिव चीजें कोई बोलते हैं, आपको समझना पड़ेगा it's not about you, it is about them. It is about how they see the world and perceive the world, and they will try to impose their point of view on you because they don't know better, they don't see better. But you are on a self progressive journey, right? You can tell them that I understand your point of view, but I look at it differently, and this is my point of view. Say it firmly, say it gently, but set your boundaries. And if somebody, and if it's becoming toxic for whatever reason, always step away. Instead of letting yourself get drawn into that toxicity, which is very easy, move away from toxic people. Maintain that boundary, give yourself that space, and do yourself and that other person that favor. So when you're seeing an argument is heating up, step away, say that I'll get back to it, I'll talk about it when both of us are in a better space. So these things are very, very important. And suppose, if they're trying to call you or WhatsApp you, send that message that, I'm not in a space to talk right now, we'll talk later. And then, put your phone on silent mode or like on flight mode. Or if required, block that person for some time so that you're able to clear your space. Whatever works for you. You will always find your ways, but don't get sucked into that negativity. And while you're doing your exercise, your music, your food, your self-care routine, your art, going out with friends who are supportive, I think you will automatically learn to get your power back.
Great. I like when you said that
depending on what works for you. If blocking somebody works for you, do that. If putting your phone
Yes.
on flight mode works for you, do that. Or if your family is understanding, then obviously tell them that this is my, my time or me time. So do not disturb me in that time.
And
And
many people might mistake this as escapism. It's not. It's not
mm,
escaping the reality. It is getting yourself in a state, grounding yourself so that you're able to deal with the reality better. That
exactly.
is very, very important.
Yeah. That brings me to my next curiosity, which is when you are doing all this, if you are a people person, I mean, you
Hmm.
get energized when you are with people, and if uh, something like this happens to you, then you might feel that sense of loneliness, or you are being isolated from rest of the world. How does one deal with the sense of loneliness and isolation in this situation? It must be very hard.
Yes. Yes, all of us know that loneliness is a deadly disease, more deadly than cancer. And there are so many people across the world who die out of loneliness, out of self pity. Now, when you get into a state, and all of us do at some point in our life, even when we are with our family members and they are not being able to understand us, हमको क्या लगता है कि हम अकेले हैं, भीड़ में भी अकेले हैं, ऐसा फीलिंग तो सभी को आती है, राइट? इट इज अ पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग योर ओन सेल्फ. जब लोनलीनेस आता है तो अपने आप को बोलना है that there is a difference between loneliness and being alone, right? Enjoy that alone time. Consider that as your me time. So, enjoy your morning cup of coffee or chai, listen to the birds sing, meditate, read. Also, once you have recharged yourself, it's very important to build social connections, right? Reach out to people who are non-judgmental, who are going through a similar journey, right? Be a part of various groups, whether it's a hobby group, whether it's pottery classes or painting or dancing, or people who are also on a similar journey, who are separated or going through a breakup. Speak to those people, understand them, tell them what you're going through. You can always have each other's back. And if things get really difficult for you, I would definitely recommend, depending upon the scar or the impact the breakup has left on you, seek professional help. Go to a therapist, talk to them, and practice, practical self-care strategies. So the moment you're feeling lonely or you're consumed by loneliness, for me, something that worked is the EFT tapping technique, right? Wherein you tap on the various pressure points of your body and you say whatever, you say certain things that, you have to say during that time. That even though you're feeling, for me, I used to say, even though I'm feeling lonely, this is the karate chop point. You keep tapping and you say, even though I'm feeling lonely and all alone in this world, I still choose to totally and completely love, accept, and honor myself. Even though I'm feeling lonely and I feel that I have nobody to understand my pain and I'm going through a lot of grief right now, I still choose to love, accept, and honor myself and everyone else too. Third time, even though I'm feeling so lonely and I have nobody to understand me, and I'm feeling, why did God put me through this situation? What did I do to deserve this? I still choose to totally and completely love, respect, and honor myself and everyone else too. The moment you do that, and there are other tapping points, you will automatically calm down. You will understand this alone time that you consider loneliness is a bliss. Many people don't even get that me time to self-reflect, to understand, to टेक केयर ऑफ सेल्फ केयर प्रैक्टिसेस. पर आपको ये मौका मिल रहा है. अगर आपको ये मौका मिल रहा है, go inside, seek that awareness, tap into your inner strength, and use that, loneliness जिसको कहते हैं, use that me time to empower yourself and come back stronger so that you do not make the same mistakes again. And self pity से दूर रहना है. सभी के साथ होता है. हम breakup is a part of everyone's journey. We all go through breakup. वो intensity different होता है. Breakup makes us a different person. It helps us tap into our fullest potential, and it helps us know exactly what works for us and what doesn't. The universe is giving you an opportunity to tune into the kind of person who's meant for you and vice versa. So use that time, wisely, to understand yourself better. And then you will never feel lonely again.
Great.
That's what.
That's wonderful. I really like the tapping technique, what you said. On that note, I would want to ask you to share a couple of more techniques wherein they can, let go of the anger and resentment what they have towards their ex. Because one thing is obviously you have to reclaim your own identity and self-worth. At the same time, there's a lot of anger and, resentment to the person, whoever has done it. And for many people, it is not easy to forgive. I mean, forgiveness is
Yes.
not something which comes very naturally, and probably that again hinders your healing. Like, no
Growth.
matter what you
Yes.
do. Uh, so, for that, if you can share a couple of more techniques which people can do to let go of anger and resentment and to cultivate the habit of forgiveness.
Absolutely. Meenu, this is a brilliant question in today's day and age. जब हमारे expectations इतने strong हैं, अपने खुद से हैं, हमारे surrounding के लोगों से भी है, जब भी expectation mismatch होता है, तो क्या होता है? There is a setback और हम forgive नहीं कर पाते. ठीक है, बिकॉज हमारी ही एक्सपेक्टेशन से वो एक्सपेक्टेशन मिसमैच होता है एंड वी ट्राई टू ब्लेम द अदर पर्सन. दैट इज नॉट द वे थिंग्स वर्क. We need to understand what can we do differently, ताकि दूसरे बंदे पे इतना प्रेशर नहीं आए for him or her to fulfill our expectations. That is the first thing. Second thing is, जो भी हुआ है, there would have been a lot of painful events in your life wherein you blame the other person or you feel कि शायद वो that person might have handled that situation differently. तो वहां पे forgiveness बहुत important है. और एक टेक्निक जो फॉरगिवनेस के लिए वर्ल्ड रिनाउंड है, आपको भी पता होगा, हम सबको पता है, दैट इज द होपोनोपोनो टेक्निक, द होपोनोपोनो. So whenever you feel this surge of anger or betrayal coming into you, thinking about your ex or whatever, just close your eyes, center yourself, breathe in deeply, 3 deep in breaths, and with every breath, breathe in a lot of positivity, joy, love, peace, and let go with every out breath of all your anger, your hatred, your jealousy, your negativity, sense of betrayal. Ground yourself and imagine that person right in front of you. Okay? Imagine whoever you wants to forgive right in front of you, and look at him or her and say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. These are the 4 magic words, okay? And when you are actually saying these, the Ho'oponopono mantra to them, you will see their body language change, right? So you can say that I'm really sorry that both of us had to go through this, right? I know that you're also hurting, but please forgive me for whatever you had to go through and for whatever I had to go through. I know that both of us had gone through this pain. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you for whatever wonderful times that we've had and shared, and the wonderful memories that we've created. And thank you for coming into my life and teaching me the lessons that I needed to learn. I would not have been this strong were it not for you. So I really, really thank you for coming into my life, and I wish you well. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And you can say this for as long as you want, till you can feel your own body language change, wherein you feel a lot more relaxed, not tense, not stressed. You feel relaxed, happy, and you feel that surge of calmness coming through you on every cell of your body. And you are able to see that person, the person, your ex, that you were so bitter with, and he or she is so bitter with you, you will see the facial expression of that person changing as well. Sometimes you will have an experience where the person starts smiling or extends his or her hand, or just, gives you a hug, whatever it is, like, as a gesture of forgiveness and, finally wanting to move on. So, with regular practice, you will see the energetic connection between you will improve, and next time when he or she messages you, it won't be a trigger for you anymore. So the Ho'oponopono technique is a brilliant technique that works. Another one that works is emotional cord cutting. You might have also heard about it. So here also you imagine your ex or whoever you want to forgive, and you can imagine, you tell yourself that, can you show me where there is an energetic cord that is binding me to that individual, right? So you will see, so as you concentrate and you meditate and you get into that meditative space, you will see an energetic cord connecting you from the heart to that person's heart, or from your stomach to that person's heart, or from your stomach to his stomach. So stomach is about solar plexus, which are control games. Heart is about forgiveness. Throat is about communication and self-esteem. So you will see some energetic cord, and you will be able to see that color, how thick is the cord, whether it's rough or smooth, etc. So you will be able to see all of that. And then you can request the universe. I request Archangel Michael, because he really helps in situations like this. You can, request the universe, or if you believe in Archangel Michael, you can ask him to use his mighty sword and to cut off that cord between you and the other person, so that you're no longer emotionally embroiled. And you see that cord cutting off, and you see each other moving away from each other. And then you fill that void, whatever, obviously there is a void there, right? So you can say that, now that we've cut that cord and we are no longer emotionally attached, I wish nothing but the very best for you. Thank you for all the experiences that you've given me. I'm ready to set myself free, and I'm ready to set you free. And I wish you nothing but the very best in life. And again, say the Ho'oponopono prayer. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And I'm finally willing to let you go. And I'm willing to take my power back. I'm willing to take my life back in charge, so that I can create a reality which is beautiful, which is harmonious, and in synchronicity with my life purpose. So as you say that, automatically these words will come to you, and you can say whatever you have to say, and the positive self-talk, you can speak into reality whatever you want to manifest into your life. Then you can imagine a beautiful life wherein you are surrounded by friends and family who loves you, a great job or a great career. You are living in abundance, and you're looking good, feeling good, and you are pursuing your dreams and your passion. Imagine that reality and be focused in that reality, and bid that person goodbye and thank him or her for the contributions that he had in your life. So these are the two techniques that have really worked for me.
Wonderful. I got goosebumps. I can imagine when somebody would actually do it, what kind of impact it would create in their life. And how
I did it
often...
in a hurried way, but when we actually get into the
Yes.
meditative space and we do it, I do this for my clients. I actually take them through the process, and I can immediately see their body language, their aura, their energy completely shift, and I can see that sense of peace and calmness dawning over their face. So these techniques really work, and the people, start crying. They let go of all the stored emotional hurt, the pain, and they feel so much lighter. And then they are, ready to step into reality and actually have a sensible conversation with their partner, and things become a lot smoother after that.
That's wonderful. And how often do we need to do it until we stop feeling any kind of grudge or
Yes.
resentment? Or
Yes. Yeah. So I would recommend the Ho'oponopono. When you're saying the Ho'oponopono prayer, start with 7 times and go up to 21 times. Okay. But ideally, if you can do it for 108 times for 7 days, it works wonders. Okay. 108 times for 7
for
days.
7 days?
Just the phrase, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And you can play some nice meditative music on the back in the background, so that you are calm, and keep saying this mantra keep chanting this mantra, imagining the person. And cord cutting you should do once every day, once or twice, maybe once in the morning and once in the night, for 7 to 10 days. And every time you cut the cord, it becomes easier, and then you can switch to the Ho'oponopono.
Great. And I believe it will also help to, cut down those past memories which haunt you. That would also help you to cut down that cord as well, right? Cord cutting
Yes,
would
yes,
definitely
yes.
help.
So the intensity of those memories will automatically regulate themselves when you are able to, detach or cut that emotional cord of strong feelings, right?
Right.
You can never forget, but you can definitely forgive. These memories are not meant to be forgotten because they have made you what you are today. But
Yes.
you learn from those memories. It's like the rose, but it has thorns too, right? And you imbibe into that brilliance, and you understand, when you do these practices, you understand कि वो सिचुएशन में आपने जब जो बोला था वो शायद नहीं बोलना था, आप रेस्पॉन्स रेगुलेट कर पाते हो उसके बाद। तो फिर अगर वो सिमिलर सिचुएशन आती है आपकी जिंदगी में, you will be a lot more empowered to give a more refined response instead of just reacting in the spur of the moment. यही डिफरेंस आपको आप में दिखती है। और आपका एनर्जेटिक वाइब्रेशन जब you are able to elevate that, automatically you attract people of a similar energetic vibration who are also vibrating in a similar frequency. तो वो तू मैं की बात आती ही नहीं है। Even if you are unable to see eye to eye on a point, you agree to disagree respectfully. Everything is smooth, everything is respectfully done. So there is a lot of sense of calmness, there is a lot of sense of control over your life. You have taken back charge of your life. You are not a helpless, hapless victim being swung around by the vagaries of life, right? You feel that you are an individual who can take charge of your life, and you are able to regulate your life better, aligned to your overall purpose of being. That's what happens.
Great. So with all these techniques, it would definitely help one to reclaim their new identity and self-worth. The next phase should be, when do I know that I am emotionally ready to move on? Or maybe, looking for a new relationship.
Brilliant question, Meenu. This is something that many of my clients ask me, but you are your own answer. ये तो सबसे सिंपल है। अगर जो सिचुएशंस आपको पहले ट्रिगर करती थी अभी उतने हद तक नहीं करती है, that is when you know that you have healed.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
Great answer. I love that. And is there any technique which you can also suggest on creating the new life or attracting that new partner, which, with the quality which we are looking for? Because now it's like once bitten, twice shy, right? I would be very afraid to move forward. And if there is a way that I can, imagine, or maybe not imagine, I would rather say attract the person with similar frequency. Is there anything which we can do?
Yes. So there are a lot of guided meditations wherein you can attract your soulmate into your life, which I have done in the past, but now I don't do that anymore. For me, I practice subconscious mind reprogramming techniques. So for example, I'll give you a few statements which probably might help our audience. So I use a statement called soul's love. Okay. So I say, with soul's love, I transform and transcend the devastation of my past breakup. So I say that 7 times. With soul's love, I transform and transcend the devastation of my past breakup. I transform my emotions and I transcend my frequency. The moment my emotions change, my frequency is transcended. So that is the key word. With soul's love, I transform and transcend. With soul's love, you can transform and transcend anything into in your life, which is probably not something very palatable to you. ठीक है? तो soul's love एक इतना beautiful, powerful mantra hai. It is like there is this universal frequency of love, and you will imagine that as like a jharna, right? Or this shaft of white light. And with soul's love, you step into that jharna and you let that universal love wash all over you. So whatever you do or whatever you attract into your life, it is all going to be created from that universal frequency of love. And what is the frequency of love? It is nothing but the energy of creation. So with love, you can create that new reality, right? So you, with soul's love, you transform and transcend your past breakup, the devastation of your past breakup. Then that is done. So that you are clearing out the muck or the debris that is there within you. Next, you need to awaken. What will you awaken? With soul's love, I awaken a beautiful, harmonious relationship. Okay? With soul's love, I awaken a beautiful, harmonious, intimate relationship. With soul's love, I awaken a beautiful, harmonious, intimate relationship. So this is a dormant, it is a dormant programming within you, which you are awakening from within you. So once you awaken that programming, you are ready and receptive. The third step is, with soul's love, I synchronize easily and effortlessly with a beautiful, harmonious, intimate relationship. So what does the synchronize keyword do? It synchronizes you with that frequency in the universe. So you not only awaken, so when you're awakening something, you are awakening something which is dormant within you. But when you synchronize, you are synchronizing with the rhythm of the universe, and your prayer is going to reach out to whoever is meant for, right? So you say, with soul's love, I easily and effortlessly synchronize with a beautiful, harmonious, intimate relationship. And the last step is, with soul's love, I passionately progress or peacefully progress, whichever word resonates with you. For me, it's I passionately progress, because I do whatever is required. I put in my heart, soul, and passion to manifest that into my life. So I will say, with soul's love, I passionately progress towards a beautiful, harmonious, everlasting, intimate relationship. So there are 4 steps. First, clearing the debris. Secondly, awakening the dormant, programming that is there within you. Thirdly, synchronizing with the rhythm of the universe. And fourthly, passionately progressing towards it so that you are able to manifest that into your reality. So this is the
Wow.
4-step formula.
It's very systematic way of attracting the soul which has the similar frequency and whatever we are
Yes.
asking from the universe. That's
Yes.
wonderful.
So that, there is no chance of you going wrong. And once you
Exactly.
do that, your intuitive powers will, get so heightened that you will immediately know somebody who's not right for you. You will not
Wow.
even proceed further, because your inner antenna will tell you, no, this is not the person for you.
Right.
And when somebody comes who's able to vibe with you, it will be so effortless. हमको नहीं पता, बहुत बार मेरे क्लाइंट्स मुझसे पूछते हैं, कैसे पता चलेगा कि यही बंदा मेरे लिए सही है या यही बंदी
Yes.
मेरे लिए सही है?
Yes.
आई जस्ट टेल देम, आस्क योरसेल्फ, अगर वो एफर्टलेस हो, अगर वो ऑर्गेनिक हो, अगर आपको व्हेन यू डोंट हैव टू ट्राई टू हार्ड बट थिंग्स जस्ट फ्लो विद द फ्लो ऑफ लाइफ, you know that you are on the right path. It's as simple as that.
Beautiful. And I like that when you said it's soul power, because I personally feel like हिंदी में कहते हैं जैसे हम आत्मा है और परमात्मा is the ultimate supreme. So we are part of
Supreme
that
consciousness. Yes.
supreme consciousness. So if it is something is coming from there, it has to be in sync with you, and whatever is best for you should happen if you are able to tap into that energy. So that's beautiful. On that note, towards the end, I would like to ask one last question. While somebody is doing all this, there is something called mindset shift, which is very much needed in this situation, right? So, what kind of mindset shift somebody has to embrace for this new transformation?
Okay, very relevant question, and this is a very practical on the ground question. ठीक है, तो पहले तो हमको सेल्फ पिटी से बाहर आना है.
Yes.
We should stop asking why me. ये हुआ है क्योंकि ये आपके लिए important था, और अगर ये relationship आपके it was meant for you, then it would have stayed. No matter what you did, the relationship would have stuck. Now, if it didn't work out for you, of course, this relationship is not meant for you. You are meant for something far greater and better than this. First, ये outlook change करना बहुत important है. From why me to I am lucky that, I have got, the universe has given me an opportunity to break something which is not right for me, so that I can manifest whoever is right for me. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing is, when we do these subconscious mind reprogramming techniques, like I told you about Ho'oponopono, which is about forgiveness at a soul level, at an energetic level. Right. Secondly is your EFT. Whenever you are, going through cravings or, panic attacks, or, you're in an emotional mess, tapping, it's like a cognitive behavior practice. Immediately that centers you, brings you back into your body. And third is when you use soul's love and awaken and synchronize these statements, it actually puts you in the right path. So it's a combination of these three techniques, plus your own self-care routine of yoga, meditation, eating right, working out, hanging around with the right people who are able to support you on this journey. So it's a culmination of all these various things that is going to keep you on track and bring about the mindset shift.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And I just want to say one thing. मैंने बहुत ऐसा देखा है, and in a country like India, right, there is a lot of stigma associated with separation and divorce. कि लोग publicly बता नहीं पाते, या office में नहीं बोलते हैं, या बोलते हैं कि मेरे husband बाहर रहते हैं, या मेरी
especially
wife,
with women,
हाँ, especially with women ऐसे बोलते हैं. Because they feel that people take advantage of single women, या ऐसा होता है. Fortunately मेरे साथ ये कभी नहीं हुआ. मैंने तो हमेशा बोला है कि I am going through a separation or I am divorced and I am a single mom. तो मुझे लगा है कि I have gotten more respect from the society when I have said that I'm a single mom and, I'm a working lady and I'm doing so many other things and I'm taking care of myself, my mother, my pet, my son, my own self, my finances, my home, my health. मुझे तो हमेशा respect ही मिला है. ये बहुत important है समझना कि आपका मतलब आप जो फील कर रहे हो, आपका वाइब्रेशनल मैच से ही आपका एक्सपीरियंस अट्रैक्ट होगा. इफ यू आर फीलिंग वेरी सैड एंड अशेम्ड अबाउट इट, people are going to pick on you. But if you're feeling that, if you're feeling accomplished, if you're feeling at peace, if you're feeling confident about yourself, you are going to attract respect from people around you. So it's how you feel and how you look at it. So the flawed association you have with breakup and divorce, it's high time that we change that, right? So all of us have breakups during our life. It's a part and parcel of growing up. It is from one phase to the other. When we evolve energetically, we also outgrow our partners, or our partners outgrow us. The only difference is in marriage, it's a legal bonding, right? That's why it becomes very difficult. But at the core of the matter, the crux of the matter is, energetically you are no longer a match. So there is nothing to be ashamed about it. It's better to step out and create an empowering life for yourself, aligned to your life purpose, rather than to be stuck in a miserable, abusive marriage and cribbing about it and wasting your life. I think stepping out of something that's not meant for you is very important. Just like we step out of a toxic job, just like we step out of a toxic environment, right? Similarly, it's very important to step out of a toxic relationship and give yourself, your spouse, and your child to lead a rewarding life. That is the mindset shift.
Beautiful. I couldn't have said it better in the end. And anyways, you have summarized everything. So on that note, I would like to thank you, Urmi, for taking out time and sharing such wonderful tips. I'm sure if anyone is listening up to this point, they have gotten a lot of practical tips which they can practice. And as you said, once you have to, come out of that self-pity mode and take charge. And then whatever you do, anyways, you have laid out the path, they can follow that, or else obviously we are here to help. They can reach out to you, they can reach out to me, and we will definitely help them reclaim their new life and self-worth and identity. So thank you so much on that note. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you, Meenu. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to come on a platform like this, YouTube, where we can reach millions. And this is a very sensitive topic, right? Not everybody is comfortable talking about it, but I know so many people who are going through rough patches, either breakups or a rough marriage, or they don't know what to do about it. They feel helpless and lost. If they are able to listen to this from the comfort of their own homes, and if they are able to bring about that mindset shift, obviously a little bit of help is required. I'm sure we will have a much more harmonious society wherein we won't be resorting to blame games and petty, issues, wherein we can step out of things which are not meant for us and create the reality that we really deserve, and give the other person also the similar opportunity. And remember, men, women, everybody who's listening, just because you're not compatible with someone else does not mean that you're not compatible with others, right? You can't be compatible with everybody in this world. You can't make everyone happy. So stop beating yourself up and stop blaming yourself. Have the courage to step out and courageously take the action that is required to manifest someone who's meant for you and create a beautiful life together. And I would really wish all of you ladies and gentlemen listening to us today, I would wish nothing but the very best for you. And may whatever is in the highest and the greatest good of all concerned come true for all of us. That is my last wish for all of you.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.